Thank you once again for tuning in to another video. We are back. It's your boy Jay.
I'm your boy Malik.
Yes,
this is
sir.
Noir on Air.
The Noir boys. We're back with another video. So Malik, what's our topic for today? What are we talking about?
Today we chopping it up about the Kirk Franklin incident issue. I don't know if you guys have heard it or seen about it. But it was a conversation between Kirk Franklin and his son,
yes.
Recorded by the nephew, but posted by the son.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, we'll play a quick little
clip.
Parental advisory. There is some curse words in here, bad uses of words, so be prepared. So we'll play a little clip.
I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old. I did it.
So Jay, after watching that or hearing that, what's your initial reaction to what you hear and the words that he's using and how he's using it?
So the initial reaction, honestly, that's their family, so you can't really weigh in on, what they can say to each other. That's a son talk or a father talking to his son. So you don't really know their family dynamic. But initial reaction, I feel like he should have definitely kept a little cooler, calmer head and, kind of talk to him and express, how he was feeling. And what about you?
I don't know, to me, it's like there's always an issue. Like, let's say he was in his son's life, then there'll be a huge issue. But in every son and father situation, it's gonna be different. But my reaction is the words were so strong, the words were so heated. There was a lot of passion and anger behind it. So my reaction about it is, well, first of all, let me preface this by saying that every family is going to have their own situation. Nobody really knows what this family is going through. He said that they have a lot of issues. He said that they have counselors trying and helping them with this situation. But first listening to it, it was like shocking because I only know Kirk Franklin for his music, which is how it should be. Which is how it should be. Like, we shouldn't. This video should have never been posted. We should not know any of this. It's a conversation between his son and the father. But the words he was using, very strong, very wow, it's very aggressive. I mean, I didn't grow up that way with that, with aggressive speaking in the house, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong or right. What,
lots of profanity.
Lots of. But listen, if whatever he said or how he said it, if it was meant in a loving way, fine. But for me, that doesn't grab my attention. That sort of language. But for others, it might. We really don't know. But
as long as I think the message was clear, and
I think it was very clear, especially with the breaking off his foot, that part. But the son too, I could never hear myself curse at a parent like that, curse. Even if I'm getting it back, I can't throw it back at them.
You can't.
Sometimes you just gotta take it. You just gotta be like, all right, okay.
Just the respect for your elders and stuff like that, but you never know. They said they had counseling and stuff, so it could be a lot deeper than what we were seeing. This is just a 30-minute clip, literally of his life, and now he's making public speeches about apologizing.
Son named Kerryon Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I am sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help.
It's damn,
So speaking of that, would you, as a father, let's not say I'm Kirk Franklin. Let's not say that I'm a celebrity, a father.
Okay.
Would you apologize for that incident?
Would I apologize for that incident? Let's see.
To the son. Because his apology seemed like he was apologizing more to the fans.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you had to see this. I'm sorry that you had to hear this.
I feel like if it got to that point where he was, I don't know, I guess cursing at him like that, there had to have been something that happened. Like,
It had to be.
There had to have been an initial reaction. I'm not saying it's okay, but behind the scenes there could have been of something like we don't even know about, and it could have been him just, it could have been the 10th time he's done it.
True.
And he's just like fed up. He's like, look, we've been trying to do this, blah, blah. Like, you don't listen to me talking nice. I have to kind of turn up a little bit and to get the point across, which he did. But it doesn't seem, is it the right way? No, but you don't know what he's tried in the past to talk to his son and to make the image or the message clear.
I think, and that's a really good point, because you see the video and you have your initial reaction and you think of what might happen, but what he just said, like, it could have been the millionth time he did it, and he just popped.
Right.
And wow, I never thought about that. Definitely a good point.
So Malik, do you feel sometimes in like the black community we kind of have to be like tougher on our kids or a little more stricter, because it seems like and in times where being a black parent, you kind of have to do a little bit more at times.
I'm speaking from a person who doesn't have kids,
Yes.
who I live with both of my parents still. I do feel like especially as a father, especially if you have a son, you do have to raise your kids differently. You have to raise them in a world where it's obviously unfair, where it's obviously there's disparities that are quite obvious, especially with the last summer and going on now. It's quite obvious.
Not to cut you off, but the videos we did in the past about American Skin, you might have to be tougher on your son in cases of like police and things like that, because they might be in the streets or something, and you might not understand, like, you really could lose your life.
I think that's great, because being black, you may only get one shot of life. You know what I'm saying? You may
maybe half a shot.
If you mess up once, your life could literally end. So,
over.
Being a father, and let's say your son is continually, which is where I think this situation coming from.
Think so
He's
too.
continuously messing up, continually doing something wrong, or whatever it may be, and you pop. You're like, listen, like, you gotta. Those words that he's using may not be so, like, they may come from love. They may be coming from love because you're so upset. You love your son. You want your son to do great, and you don't want bad things to happen to your son. So you might have to pop off on him and say these crazy words just to make him turn back.
Or
you know what I'm saying?
Snapping to
if it works,
to reality.
So yes, I do agree. You have to raise your child a little bit more tougher now, because it's hard. It's very hard, and you don't want to ever think like, wow, I wish I would have said this to my son and he would have heard and this would have happened.
A moment too late.
Yeah. Definitely different, for sure.
So we've known Kirk Franklin for his music, and his image might be tainted a little bit. Do you have a different insight when you tune into his music now? Do you still think about how he talks to his son, or you just?
I think when I first heard the video, like, I know Kirk Franklin from his music. So when I first heard this song, it's kind of like an intro to a song. To me, it was so weird. I was like, what? You said what? You said this?
He could be preaching. He could have been in a preacher mode.
But I think what this does now for me, as far as listening to Kirk Franklin, it gives him more of a personal experience rather than a celebrity or just a artist.
Agree.
Like, I'm gonna listen to him like, wow, he's a father.
He's a person. Yeah.
He's literally a person.
Right. He's not a song. He's not, his music. He's a black man raising kids in 2021. So,
and he's a man that makes mistakes. He's human. I think this really humanizes him. And although you want to say that he comes from gospel, which is people are very spiritual with their gospel music, whatever religion you are or you follow, gospel music is very spiritual. And I think it really allows you to understand that although you can be spiritual, you can be a gospel artist, you can be singing about things that uplift people's spirits. It also shows that you're a person.
Yep, person who is equally a sinner as all of us.
Yeah, and nobody is above anybody. So I think it humanizes him for real, which is good.
That may be a
way,
good
which
thing,
is good for his. Some people might be like, "Oh my God, the way he speaks on it. Oh my, this is terrible.
To be honest,
but like, come on, you listen to it, you come on.
Like, you know how like people say no publicity is like bad publicity?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody's probably gonna tune into his next music drop.
Oh yeah.
Album, whatever he puts out, you know, they're gonna tune in because of this headline. And is it fair? No, but they're gonna tune in and they're gonna get the listens, the streams, the views, whatever. And yeah, he's the topic of discussion as of right now.
Jay,
What's up?
Being that the nephew recorded a conversation between the son and the father, but the son posted the video on his IG of his father. Now, obviously, it puts Kirk Franklin's career in jeopardy. As the son, is he a traitor? Did he do something wrong? What are your feelings towards the son? Because
Is he a traitor?
Maybe not a traitor, but is he wrong for doing this? Like,
honestly,
why? Like, what are you thinking?
Alright, he knew the reaction he was gonna get once he posted it. He knew his dad's Kirk Franklin. He's almighty, like holy, you know, gospel in the gospel realm. He knew what was gonna happen as soon as he clicked post and saying, you know, my dad's talking to me like this. He knew he had to have known. There's no way he didn't know who his dad was. And, you know, initially the cousin posted it, or recorded it. It should have been deleted, you know, to be honest. You know, maybe kept between the family. But as soon as he posted it, he knew what he was doing. And traitor is kind of a harsh word, but he did betray his dad's trust, you know, the family circle. And, you know, as they said before, they're having, you know, counseling. And I'm sure their counseling sessions are private. You know, they're not recording there and posted on the internet. So, like, how would the son feel if the dad recorded a heated conversation of the son, he posted on the internet? You know, he's not, obviously the son's not Kirk Franklin, but you'd be like, oh, you betrayed my trust. I thought we had a circle of trust, communication. And it probably sets back their counseling, probably weeks, years, whatever they've been able to build through counseling. But so yeah, it definitely betrayed the trust. What do you think?
I don't know. There was I listened to 107.5 WBLS in the morning when I'm going to work. And Ricky Smiley, he had this.
Steve Harvey?
Yeah, the Steve Harvey show. Yeah, it's very entertaining.
Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, so Uncle Tommy.
Breaking everybody.
You listen to his prank calls?
Yo,
yeah.
Classic. Yo, even the other ones you know what's gonna happen, still classic. It's like, I heard this one before. I'm gonna let it play though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He had this really good take on it. He said, how could you as a son jeopardize your father's career in this way, knowing that in a way, before this moment, you benefited from his career. You benefited from him being a gospel artist. You probably was giving a life because of this. How could you do that to your dad? But now, as I'm thinking about it, if I'm the son and I post this, there has to be something going on in that family where his father or is going through some craziness to post this.
Yeah.
Because as you said, once you click post and you know what kind of following your father has, you know this is going to go viral. You know it's going to go viral.
You know people are following you, watching. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what happened between these two that made him say, yeah, nephew, record this and I'm going to post it? Because this was premeditated.
It had to have been. There's no way he was just recording.
Because, like, come on. And he had his phone on speakerphone, and it's so, like, it's crazy. Like, something had to happen. But reaction as far as him posting it, how I feel towards him, terrible. Like, you can't do that to your father. But like I said,
we
don't know what's going on.
We don't.
We can sit here and talk about all we want, but we don't really know.
We really don't.
But yeah, Uncle Tommy, great thing. You benefited from his life, from the life he's created. How could you jeopardize it?
Tuning in, that was our reaction to, you know, Kirk Franklin and his son's argument. You know, tell us your reactions. You know, how did you feel about it? What do you think, you know, it happened to his image? And yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you again for watching this video. Videos coming up every week. We appreciate everybody who's watching, who continues to follow.
Sir. Thank you.
like my man say, like, comment, subscribe. We got some big things coming for the spring and the summer.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you for watching the video.
That's a
Wrap.